Hey y'all, it's Leo, and I'm coming back with another video. I am a life coach, I'm a business mentor, and I love you so much. Look, I wanted to come and talk to you guys really quickly today about, being a woman. I'm talking to my women today, okay? If you're not a woman, unfortunately this one ain't for you. But you can still listen in if you're interested in women. I encourage you, especially if you're interested in women romantically, you should know about the woman and just the way we think. You should just study it. But I'm specifically talking to women today, and I specifically want to talk to women because I want to touch on the basis of, us becoming, and really on a deeper level because especially like we're out here, and it's really hard. We're all out here kind of doing that whole hustle bustle thing. We're all out here, trying to grind, trying to really take in and really fight for our survival. But I believe, when I look at our everyday society, and I'll just observe these things. Like, if you're following the societal standards of what a woman's supposed to be, you are being misled, you know, and it's very crucial, especially now in these times as women, for us to be making sure that we are becoming not what the society, not what this world wants us to be, but who we were born to be as women. And there's so many different misleading things. So, like, the first thing I want to talk about is just, the value of us as women, right? And so, especially when, we think about like everyday world, in this world, in our society, it's always been a man's world, right? And we fought very hard as women to make it equal, to the point now where it almost seems like it's a woman's world now, right? Where like the roles have switched, and the woman is the abuser. I'm gonna say it this way: the woman is the abuser, and the man is just kind of allowing the woman to do what they do. And um, you know, kudos to whoever lives that way. That's your life. I'm not gonna sit here and judge you. That's not my reason. I'm not here to judge anything. But I do believe as women, we have a certain grace and a certain power that we should be carrying with us through our life, especially when dealing with men. Just because we think and we do things so much differently than men. Now, you think what you want to think. I'm not a super traditional person, but I do believe that, as a man and as a woman, we play specific roles, and specific roles that a man cannot play a role as a woman, and a woman cannot play the roles of a man. But although we do play two specific roles, we are still very equal and alike. And the best way I can give an example of this is, think about your shoes, right? And yes, I'm comparing us to shoes, but just listen to me, bear with me here, right? So think about your shoes, your left foot and your right foot, right? And so they both feet shoes serve a specific purpose. But you can't use the right shoe for the left foot. You can squeeze your left foot into a right shoe. Is it going to be very comfortable? No. Are you going to be able to walk in it for long? You might be able to, but it might hurt you a little bit. It's not going to be very comfortable. The right shoe is made for the right foot. Left shoe is made for the left foot. And so you need both right and left shoe for both right and left foot to be able to walk comfortably and protect your feet, right? And so that's the best way that I can explain that, and really just explain it as in, to understand that you as a woman, just because you're a woman, your value, the value of who you are, the essence of the trueness of who you are, not just the surface level of who you are, but your true essence, the queen in you, is valued just as equally as a king. Now, I might talk about this in a separate video because I do believe, there's a difference between kings and queens, and just simply the people of this world. I do believe that as a king or a queen, you can also be a servant leader in that role. But you, not everybody can be a servant and a king or queen. I just truly believe this. Just because there's people of the world and then there's people in the kingdom. So you as a queen, there's a specific role that you play, and when it comes to becoming who you are, and the importance of you becoming who you are. And I just want to really highlight what the steps are that you should be taking, and really, sorry, my dog is acting crazy, y'all. You see this book, right? The Queenology. This is by R.C. Blakes. If you've never read this book, I encourage you to go get it. I encourage you to read it, because this book is an excellent book, and it's actually what I'm referencing as I'm speaking to you guys right now. Move. Stop. What are you doing? My dog is, I apologize. But yeah. So and I wanted to talk about this too, y'all, because just as I believe it and as I see it, and especially with us women, and I'm talking to specifically women, who may have dealt with low self-esteem, low self-worth in their past, right? Or maybe you're even dealing with it now. It's not something that you have to continue carrying with you for the rest of your life. It's not an identity that you can't let go of. Maybe it's an identity that this world put on you, but it's not who you were truly meant to be. It's not who you were born to be. And that this is true. I'm only speaking, that this is true for you. If you have all these gifts and talents, you sleeping on yourself. You know that you have certain abilities and gifts and talents. You know that you are gifted in maybe one area, maybe multiple areas you're gifted, but you refuse, or you are afraid to acknowledge yourself in front of others because of what they might think or what they might say, And so it's especially important in our becoming, so we can grow in the word of the Lord, so we can walk the life that the Lord has laid out for us, so that we can serve. It's not only about serving for ourselves, but it's about, I apologize, y'all, this video look crazy, but my dog wants to play right now. But it's not only about serving ourselves. It's definitely not about serving ourselves, but it's about being of service to other people. And there's something, whatever gift that you have, somebody else out there, out in the world, needs exactly what you're giving. Somebody needs exactly what you're giving. Not only that, by you walking in your purpose and by you becoming who you're meant to become, you don't have to be out here chasing any man. You don't have to be chasing a single man. Multiple men are going to see you. Multiple men are going to pursue you. Just because a man is pursuing you, though, does not mean that that's the right man. You have to have some discernment in that. Because it's in a man's nature to pursue you. And especially if you see the queen, men, they want what they can get, right? But you as a queen have to just have some discernment and know that you should not be casting your pearls and rubies before swine, and it's a certain type of man that matches your level. It says in the Bible, I forget what verse it is, but the two shall not be unequally yoked, right? And so you really have to have some discernment when it comes down to who it is that you're choosing as a mate, and making sure that they can match you on the level that you are at. Excuse me. Now, if you're not in a position where you are pursuing your becoming, you're pursuing who you're born to be, me personally, I believe, you shouldn't be pursuing a man. Now, that applies differently for everybody, because maybe you're in a season where you need to be learning, and so you pursuing and you finding a certain man, maybe that's a lesson for you. I'm not blocking that from you. I'm not knocking it from you. So everybody's different. Everybody has to learn in their own different ways. But the what I really wanted to take some time to highlight is when you are in pursuit as a woman, what you should be in pursuit of is becoming your fullest and highest version of yourself, who you're meant to be. And when you're in pursuit of becoming what you need to be aware of and keep in your life is it's three things. Keep your focus, keep your mind focused on becoming. Keep your mind focused on healing and growing, and think of it kind of like a seed, right? So you as a woman, you are this young seed, right? You're just this little seed, and you have all this potential and all this growth ahead of you, right? And the only way that you're going to experience that growth is through plantation, you could say. So you have to get yourself in the dirt, get yourself wet and uncomfortable. You have to go through that uncomfortability. And really, another way to think of it is digging up, going down into the darkest depths of you, really looking at the roots of who you are, why you are what you are, right? And really uncovering those things, getting to the core of who you are, getting to your real core, right? Like a seed in the fruit. You don't get to the seed from the flesh or the meaty part. You get to the seed in the core. And so you got to get to the core of who you are, and you have to be willing to really explore that and go deep and experience the uncomfortability of transforming that core into growth. So that's one thing, to really look at yourself as a seed and treat yourself as a seed in the garden you're planting and you're nurturing and you're harvesting yourself. The next thing that I would say is to make sure that you're keeping yourself in acquaintance with positive, uplifted minded people, whether that be, you get you some coaching, you get you some mentorship, you get you some, get you around certain religious leaders. You want to put yourself where you're going to get sound guidance, not just guidance from your friends who are going through, your average day friends who are going through the same things that you're experiencing. They can't really get you to a place where you're getting beyond that experience if they're in that same position. And it's like imagine looking at life, looking at your life through the lens. Okay, like, how do I explain this, right? So imagine looking at yourself, right? And you only see a certain amount of yourself through your own eyes because this is you in your own body, right? Unless you're looking in a mirror, this is only you in your own body. So you can see your hands, you can see your feet, you can see your body, right? But if you're not looking in a mirror, you don't see your face. You don't see the characteristics, right? Now, if you go and you consult with a friend, okay, now you're looking in a mirror. Imagine that. You're looking in a mirror. Hey, Zane. I'm sorry, Al. Now you're consulting with a friend. Now you're looking in a mirror. Now imagine you looking in a mirror so you can see a little more because it's from a different perspective. You can see a little more, but it's still limited because it's still just looking at you from a slightly different perspective. Is slightly different, but it's still the same. And so in order to grow beyond that, you have to look from a third party perspective, somebody that is not in the same position, but from a different angle, completely different angle, to look into your life and to really help you to analyze, okay, well, this is where you are and these are the reasons why you're here and this is what you need to work on. And be able to be coached, mentored, and take criticism in a positive way that's going to help you grow and evolve. The last thing I would say is making sure that you are diving deep and involving yourself in the word of the Lord. Like I said, with religious leaders, if you will, wherever you decide to involve yourself. If you don't consider yourself religious at all and you consider yourself more spiritual, making sure that you're finding spiritual leaders to help guide you along your path, making sure you're finding pastors and bishops and whatever beliefs you have. I'm more of a spiritual woman with Christian background beliefs. And so that's why I use the examples that I use. But whatever religion, whatever beliefs that you have, making sure that you have sound-minded people that can speak into that and help you see. But not only that, but to read the word, to get yourself involved with the word, to really dive deeper into the word of the Lord. Is how you're going to be able to really see that transformation from the inside out. It doesn't start on the outside in. You can make yourself dolled up and beautiful and pretty and whatever. You can do all the things to your skin. You can really just, package it perfectly. But if the contents inside the package is a hot mess, the package is nothing. It doesn't matter the beautiful wrapping. It doesn't matter the beautiful wrapping if the gift inside is empty and black. You know what I mean? And so that's why actually I like how R.C. Blake's says in this book, and he says there is a such thing as a successful failure, and you don't want to be that person that is a successful failure. You don't want to be the person that just puts yourself, you present yourself, maybe you have accomplishments on the outside, but inside and to the core of you, you're still empty and broken. You don't want to be that person, because there's no value at the end of the day when you have to face the Lord on your deathbed. You've made all these accomplishments, you made all this money, and you've got all the finest men, right? But on your deathbed, at the end of the day, none of that matters, because none of that you can take with your soul when your soul departs from your body. All of those things stay here in this world. And so when your soul departs from your body and you're left depleted with nothing, what is left? What is left? Nothing. There's nothing. And so you really want to, and that's why I really wanted to share this with you guys, to help you really see the importance of why you need to dive deep into your becoming and really focus on that in this time, in this day, in this age. Especially if you haven't been doing it yet, it's not too late. It is not too late. You can start now throughout the year 2024. But I promise you, you don't want to keep pushing this off, procrastinating and running from you. Because at the end of the day, you're the only person you can run from you, but you cannot hide from you. You're the only person that is going to follow you everywhere that you go to the end. And so I just want to give this encouraging word for women, because I look at our society and I look at our women right now, and I look at my sisters, and I just have so much love and compassion for women, and I truly want to see us all growing and becoming the best of who we are, and not just the best of who we are by societal standards, not what society thinks we should look like, society thinks that we should be, but the best of who we truly are in the Lord's eyes, in the Holy Most High's eyes, and something that's fulfilling to our soul. So this is Leo, and I love you so much. Hey, I want to invite you, if you are a person that is looking for coaching mentorship, I want to invite you to my mentorship program. It's called Servant Leaders, and we meet every week. We're talking, this is just a community. So it's a community of us. You can post in there. We can share our wins. We share our growth. We meet every week. Right now, we're meeting every week on Wednesdays at 5:30 p.m. via a Google conference. But that might be changing in the future. It just really depends. And of course, I'm letting them know in the group. But for now, that's what the schedule is. And I want to invite you in. I want to invite you in to the mentorship because I know that it's going to be a blessing to you in your personal development and your growth. And especially if you have an entrepreneurial mindset and, or a service heart, this will definitely be of value to you. And so you don't want to miss it. To this week, we're talking about time management. And so I love you guys. This is Leo, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye.